Kak main Puteri dari Kelantan.
都冇咩機會睇到咗㗎，都冇咩人玩呢啲。Boleh terbang, boleh yang ni kan? Tu apa? Itu saya tak faham.
Main putri? Tak tahu lah pula.
现实没有啊。
These traditions are not just about performances, they are really about the behavior and the worldview of a people, you see. It is how people view themselves, their inner selves, and which is expressed then through performance. A lot of the world still believes that Kelantan is so kind of Taliban, but you've been there. It's not like that at all. It's really free. People are so beautiful and lovely. It's so friendly, it's so open.
In the remote northeast coast of Peninsular Malaysia lies the state of Kelantan, a state governed by the Pan-Malaysian Islamic Party since 1990. Not only lush paddy fields have sprung from the fertile land, but also rich traditions and customs. Lim Hui Hsing, a Kelantanese local who has Chinese origins, lives in the humble village of Pasir Parit. However, Yu speaks the local Kelantanese dialect, which easily passes him off as a Malay. Yu is also recognized by the arts community as a master practitioner of Kelantanese traditions and arts. To call Main Puteri a performance art would be a misnomer. Main Puteri is one of the oldest of Kelantanese healing rituals. It is conducted to cure patients of psychological illnesses, such as depression. Indigenous to the Kelantanese community, it is meant to restore one's emotional well-being and balance that could have been harmed by negative energies. Main Puteri means the play of the princess in Malay. This refers to the healing ritual that extensively uses music to summon and exorcise the spirits causing the illness. Two main actors are involved in Main Puteri. The medium, Tuan Puteri, gets himself possessed by the spirits causing the illness, lending his body as a conduit with the spirit world. An assistant, the Tok Minduk, converses and sings in dialogue with the medium. They work together to identify the cause of illness suffered by the patient.
very interesting as well, that people find Mr. Yo so fascinating because he's Chinese. Look, in Kelantan, you're Kelantanese first, and then only Chinese. The Kelantanese sense of identity is very strong. In Kelantan, they don't see those kinds of things. Every Chinese in Kelantan speaks Kelantanese fluently. Okay, they respect each other's space. They live together and have lived together peacefully forever and ever and ever. I mean, if you ask a Kelantanese about Mr. Yo being Chinese, they'd probably just laugh at you. I mean, for them, he's Kelantanese.
3, 2, 1. So we had one of our group mates basically wanting to try out the Mayan Puteri thing that was going on. She volunteered. Basically, she's one of the pesakit right now. She can't eat, she can't sleep, according to them. Why don't we head on to see what actually is going on? Pretty amazing 2 days. All in all, we got her to come in to act as one of the sick people. Hoping that it all works out. Let's go back to the scene here. If you can see it right now, they're actually performing the second day's worth of the Mayan Puteri. And that is our sea pesakit.
As the intensity of the vocal and instrumental pieces increase, the Tuan Puteri enters a state of trance known as lupa diri in Malay, meaning to lose oneself. Now possessed by the spirit, the Tuan Puteri is queried by the Tok Mindok on the patient's illness. But for most of the audience who come from nearby and afar, they come for the spectacular show. The musical orchestra includes traditional Malay instruments such as the rebab, a string instrument, the gong, a suspended flat metal disc for percussion, the pair of gendang, double-headed barrel drums, and an oboe. As the rituals come to a close, the music continues to play. The audience is driven into the mood to move to the joget, a popular social dance.
Bagi saya perasaan berbangga lah. Kerana ayah seorang Cina boleh main permainan tradisional orang Melayu.
Arwah ibu saya pun memang dia berminat. Sebab itulah dia suruh saya belajar. Dia alat-alat muzik pun dia beli dengan minat. Sebab dia ada minat. Dalam kumpulan saya, macam kumpulan saya ni, dia boleh main semua. Kalau orang kata nak main di Barat, memang kumpulan ni juga. Dia nak main wayang kulit, memang kumpulan ni. Apa ni, mak yong ke, menora, bersilat, teri. Semua kumpulan ni. Saya ni biasa. Memang biasa saya bergaul dengan orang Melayu ni. Sebab saya masa dulu lagi, orang tua saya dia duduk perkampungan dengan orang Melayu. Kemudian dia hantar saya sekolah pun sekolah Melayu. Amat tak sih, lemot tak asal sedikit barat dia. Rentak sedikit barat. Tapi dia ada dia pakai gong, dia ada pakai ya.
Kalau lagu kompang, kompang.
Kompang ya.
Iringan masuk.
Kompang dia perlu kompang.
Dia buka ini ya. Macam ni punya. Ini ada on tak ada? Ini on satu punya.
Bagus.
Dua-dua tak ada. Dia kalau baca dua lagi okey lah.
Sangat bagus.
The year 1990 witnessed the state opposition party, PAS, winning a landslide victory in the state's general election. Since taking over the state's administration, the party imposed a ban on certain Kelantanese performance arts. PAS introduced a number of new policies which were based on the religion of Islam.
Parti PAS ni dia melibatkan agama. Dia agama tu dia tidak benar lah. Dia kata macam wayang kulit, mak yung, menora di Barat.
The new state government deemed that these art forms were incongruent with Islamic teachings, saying that they embodied elements of Hinduism.
Semua tok dalang yang dulu-dulu, kebanyakannya sudah tak ada. Kalau dia, kemungkinan kalau kita katalah dia masih ada lagi tok dalang, kemungkinan dia punya pemuzik pun pergi buat kerja tempat lain, mungkin muzik dia pun sudah rusak. Kan? Wayang-wayang kulit dia pun dah lama, berpuluh-puluh tahun. Dah rusak.
Since the official ban was enforced in 1990, a large number of Kelantanese cultural performers were affected, many of whom depended on their art to support their families. They were faced with the biggest challenge of their lives. Eo's group carried on performing on a more modest scale. Their performances were often unpublicized to avoid intrusion by the police. Eo believed that these traditions were the heart and soul of Kelantan. He hoped that by doing so, he could pass on these traditions to future generations.
People were really quite affected by it. Over the years, we have done work there where nobody else was wanting to do any work there. Dalang Dola, myself and all these people continued to do performances and defy the ban. Using very clever strategies, of course, to subvert the ban. But if people, had decided back then just to give in or pack their bags and come to Kuala Lumpur like many people did, then the tradition would have died now.
Throughout the 20 years of the ban, Mr. Eo still performs the widely known Wayang Kulit. It is a show where shadows of puppets made from cow hide are cast onto a white screen before a live audience. Before the day of a major performance, the Tok Dalang, the master of the Wayang Kulit show, prays for protection from witches and evil spirits. Joss sticks are burnt and incantations are uttered over the puppets as means of attaining blessings from the gods.
Nenek kamu nak makan sirap mak raja. Nenek kamu dia makan sirapkan cangkawati ramai rohi bakal si air dia sebab apa kerana mana kamu inilah.
Today, Mr. Eo is invited to the Kuala Lumpur Cultural Centre to perform the Wayang Kulit performance. uses his storytelling to bring the shadow of the puppets to life on the white screen.
Oh, tanya ngasuh. Kata dia duduk di kecil bahasa kita. Oh, tak tahu. Kena tanya bahasa Inggeris. Ada bahasa Inggeris. Bahasa Inggeris tu bahasa apa? Bahasa Inggeris. Beliau duduk dia.
So in concluding all this, I mean, what I like to say is, it's not even about ensuring the survival of these traditions. Whether it survives or not, I don't know. Nobody can say that they survive. It's about fighting. It's about fighting stupid policies. It is about fighting stupid things. It is about fighting people who believe they can tell other people what to do. Right? So for me, the battle is the most important thing. To be defiant. Constantly to be defiant.
Sekian terima kasih dan selamat malam.